Hi, good afternoon. Wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, I just want to take a moment and connect with you and perhaps give you a moment your day to take a pause. We're going to bring in an activation of oneness. We're going to remind you of all that's right. Of all that's right with you, all that's right with your family, and all that's right with in the world. Right now, it appears as if there's great divide. It appears that there's disillusionment. It appears that there is so many extremes that we'll never find common ground. And when I say it's illusion, because it is the illusion. It's illusion that somehow we're flawed, the illusion that somehow we're disconnected from ourselves, from God, from Source, from the universe, from our whole oneness, completeness. What we are unaware of, perhaps, is that what's playing out on the greater stage is all that no longer serves us. What no longer serves us is to be afraid of expressing ourselves, to be afraid of being different. And the truth is, we're all different because we came in to be unique individuals. Like, that's the beauty, that's the glory, is that I am unique. I have commonalities with you. I may have personality traits that are you, but my expression of self is going to be different. Not bad, not good, just different. If we all sing the same song, I'm going to sing it just a little bit differently than you. If I paint a picture, we all paint the same picture, it's going to be just a little bit different. What's being highlighted right now is the differences. We're being told over and over and over again, there's something wrong with this population, there's something wrong with this population. In the United States, it's being drilled into us. It's like being, like the whole reason I want to talk to you, because I want people to understand that you are a free, sovereign being, and it's okay to maybe push back a little bit and just say, what I'm hearing doesn't ring true to me. It doesn't settle right in my body. And perhaps you're feeling unsettled in your body because there's a part of you know this isn't true. We're not divided. Yes, there's some division. There's some division in our own thoughts. There's some division. There's some separation from what you want in your life to what you're actually living. There may be some division in families, but if you can step back just a bit, just step back a little bit. Maybe the stepping back is just closing your eyes and just recognizing, I'm whole. I brought in the wisdom of my soul, the wisdom of my being. I brought everything I need. It's right at my fingertips. And perhaps what I needed, or what I wanted, was a better understanding of human personality and what's not working. How to have better communication. This all goes down to better communication with yourself and better communication with others. And in this moment, we're letting somebody else lead us and tell us how to access information. And what made me started thinking about this morning is I was doing sessions and something came across my plate. I don't remember how, but it was some celebrity saying that this is a horrible country, that we can't believe how racist we are. Right? Is that true? Is that really true? Maybe it's true for you. I'm not going to tell you if it's true for you. I'm going to tell you if it's true for me. I don't believe that's true. I think there is perceptions that because we're not listening to each other. And how often do you not listen to yourself? Why? Maybe it's like, why do I have this perception of myself? Why do I have a perception of myself that somehow there's a flaw in me? And I can hear everybody saying, but it's true, it's true, it's true. I don't do this right. Or this happened to me. Right? There's a lot of blame. There's a lot of blame being passed around. This person did that or didn't do that. Right? So bring it back to center. And just know and trust. And again, I'm just kind of listening and pausing. In this moment, it is about trusting yourself. And that includes listening to me. If what I'm saying doesn't resonate with you, perfect. That is exactly what I want you to figure out. If it does resonate, perfect too. I want you to just, it's about trusting yourself. And I heard yesterday and today that if you're a Trump supporter, it absolutely means this. If you're a Biden supporter, it absolutely means that. How can you know what something else means for someone else? Unless you ask, you don't know. Unless you ask yourself, you don't know. This is a time for inner reflection, for inner knowing, for inner trusting. The more you trust yourself, the more you know yourself, the more your BS meter's on, the better you can navigate the world. Right? And I can guarantee you this. I can guarantee you this. That we are evolving into oneness consciousness. That we are understanding each other on a human level. That we are clearing the crap that has not worked for us. That we are exposing the ugly and the hatred and the uncertainty and the distrust. We're exposing that. And that's all being exposed, but you know what's being forgotten? Is the love of one another. The love of ourselves, the compassion for self, the joy of being with another person. The experience of being human. Why is that being forgotten? Why is the focus on what's wrong? Absolutely, we need to look at what's wrong. But then you need to take action on it. Being repeatedly told that someone else or some other group is doing it wrong, or that if you think or do this certain way, you are automatically an evil person, or you're racist, or you're homophobic, or you're uncaring or unkind, or that you're blind, or whatever the things we hear. Who does that serve? How does it serve you as the individual to have someone else outside of you being your leader? Right? So, just something to think about. I could be way off the mark. This may be only resonating with me, and that's okay. But maybe somewhere it resonates with you. And what I want to bring in is this activation of oneness, because what I will do is I will match your energy, and I'll help you increase it. It's just supporting you. And yes, we have many, many helpers, light beings, people outside the physical body, beings outside the physical body that help and support us because we've asked for it. Because this is a big transformative time we're going through. And who doesn't want a helping hand? So if you just want to take a moment and just take a deep breath, maybe put your hand on your heart. And as I work with you, have help here with me, have your highest self here with me. Doesn't matter when you watch this, now or present time later. We're just going to expand. It's like your speed, perhaps it looks like a golden column of your complete being. Just going to help you recognize and feel your wholeness and your oneness. There's a desire within you or you wouldn't be in physical form at this moment, to increase the consciousness, the compassion, the love of oneness, that we're all one human race. And that everything you need, you brought with you. It's always within you. Your God source, your God spark, however you want to term it. You may feel a little hitch right here, almost like a, not quite a hiccup, but you might feel something right here, a little hitch. It's going to let that keep expanding. And as we do for one, we do for all. And as you allow and recognize this presence of yourself, because I'm watching the most beautiful you. I'm watching you be fully present, your entire energetic field be totally present. I'm watching that expand. And see that it goes to the next person, and the next person, and the next person. And that's the quickest way we create change for ourselves and for others, is to expand love. And as you expand love, you're dissolving the misunderstandings and the misperceptions we have about ourselves and each other. Some of you may feel some tingling down the front. You may see different colors coming in. I see it differently for everybody. But this is our call to action. Our call to action is to be our best. The call to action is to love all perceptions. And you may be saying, how can I possibly love something that seems so against my inner being, that seems so against what I know to be right? Because love heals all. Simple as that. Love heals all. Imagine it as an overcovering. If someone's struggling, if you're struggling with the understanding yourself, your manner, how can this place be so unkind or uncaring or unaware? Just smother it in love. And it's not perhaps the human definition of love, it's the vibrational love. It has no conditions on it. It doesn't, it's not, you don't need to be worthy of it. It's the actual, it is, perhaps it is, if you want to use the word God, it is the ever-present, overriding vibration and frequency, the knowingness that love is what's best. And what's happened is most of us don't recognize it. We think it's something different. We think love is worry. We think love is jealousy. We maybe think love is, it's conditional. If I love you enough, this will happen. If you love me enough, this will happen. It's always, always, always present. And if you just take a moment, and just, for most of us, just close your eyes, deep breath, and you will feel a peace and a calmness perhaps come through you. When you find that spot, and maybe it's just a little shift, maybe it's a big shift, maybe it's something you already recognize. But when you have that, I now want you to offer it to the next person. and watch it go a domino around the world, around your community. Love never stops. It only stops when you think worthiness is attached to it. And now hand it off to someone else, and someone else, and someone else. And absolutely accept it for yourself. And if you're listening to this and it feels right to you, I want you to start thinking that you are an advocate and you're participating in oneness consciousness. It's a consciousness that does not contain separation or division. It may not be playing out everywhere. It may not be present in every single day. But I can guarantee you, I look at this every single morning. I look at it a couple times during the day. And I've seen the projection. I've seen the trajectory over the last couple of years, especially the last 9 months. And there are people struggling. There are people trying to understand that they have this within them. And their own fears, their own traumas are coming up. And that's okay, that's beautiful, because we can handle it. We can handle this. We can love each other and support each other enough to create a bigger field of love and compassion. And when you're struggling, that's what you need. That's what you demand. That's what you deserve. Is more love, more compassion, and more support. And don't judge if anybody's doing it the very same way you do it, or if their ugly's coming out, or if they just have a totally different perception than you. It's okay, because we're in transformative times. And the only way we get to the next step is doing what's right in front of us. And right now, what's right in front of me is to call it, I love myself and I love my fellow human. Even when I can't see or understand them, I know my vibration. And to the best ability, I'll do that in my physical life too. So honor your own frustration. But know that underneath it, there's love. So that's what I was going to say. I look at this every single morning, and it may not be, some of us call it awakening, or some of it call it evolving. I call it evolving into a knowingness of who we are. Being aware that I'm connected to Source, to God, that this vibration, this frequency of love is always present. That we're breaking the bubble where it's not expressed. But when I look, I see a bigger quotient. And for instance, I'm just going to use the field of love, vibration love. It's golden pink. Last year, if I looked at it, was still it's always been present. But maybe, there's spots where it doesn't glow as bright. Big chunks doesn't glow as bright. In the person, right? So I do see more people holding this within them, but I also see more people holding more of it. So it may not be, and I'll just use really simple terms. Maybe before I saw 200 people holding 30% of this vibration light within their body. Right? But now if I see the same 200 people, they're holding 90% of this within their body. Not only do I see the same 200 people, I see 1,000 people. So not only when I see more people holding this light, they're holding a bigger quotient of it. So it's still playing out. It's still going to play out on the physical plane. But your choice is, what field are you playing in? The one where love's a struggle, where we fight each other, or the one where love is always present, it's given to everyone, and I will understand you, see you, have compassion for you, even in our differences. So, and when you get in that space, you feel better. You do better. You don't get caught up in the collectiveness of despair or blame. And it's okay if you're there, but it's just your choice. Do you want to stay there? So I'm just going to bring in, I don't know how quickly, I'm just going to bring in another alignment for yourself. Remember, when I call them activations, transmissions. I'm not doing it for you. I'm not overriding your free will. I'm not doing anything you can't do. It's just, maybe I'm focusing it for you. Because you have to show up. You have to participate. So it's just done. We do it together. It's like we're singing in the same choir. So just take a nice deep breath. And allow your heart to open wide. And as I'm doing that, if there's any place where opening your heart up wide brings sadness or anything that's not this, the joy of being human, that's being addressed too. It's being done with the individual for all highest and best way. Doesn't matter who's watching this or how many people watch this, it's still the individual. And you may feel some of that coming out, either through tears, letting that sadness, that despair, whatever it may be for you, or the confusion comes to the surface to be loved and healed and transformed. Or maybe you don't have any of that, and we're just adding more of your own essence to the experience. Whatever it is, it's being done in your highest, best way for highest, best good. You may see, sense, feel something, or you may see, feel, sense nothing, but I'm watching it, and you are participating. And when we got on the call today, or when we got online today, it was like I see it as a symphony. And everybody's sitting in different seats, and like not everybody's in the orchestra pit. Some people are outside the orchestra pit, some people don't even have their instruments picked up, and some are just kind of looking. And it's like instruments are being tuned up and they're way out of tune. And as we're talking, I see everybody getting to the orchestra pit, getting on stage together, pulling their chairs closer together, tuning up their instruments, pulling the violin out of the case, shining up their instruments. And now, I wish I could give you the recording of what I'm hearing, because it is a beautiful, beautiful symphony. And it's one of love. And it's our truest essence being brought forward into our now. It's like in our breath and in our blood. And then increase the volume. And play louder and longer. Again, love is always present. If you get anything out of this today, please recognize that love is always present. Love overrides everything, and love heals all. Just take this with you. This transmission, it's going to end when you desire it to end. So for some, it's about another 12, 16 hours. See a couple, about another 48 hours. Some may be 5, 6 minutes from now. Some may decide dropping it right now. It's all okay. It's whatever's best for you. I'm so grateful and so appreciate the time that we get to spend together and the change that we're creating. And we are creating change. Change for a better humanity. That's why we're here. That's why we have this now moment. So all the stuff that's going on in the physical plane, just let it play out. With your best intention of love for all. And when that sticks in your throat, like, love for all, go beyond that. Love all. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. And there are no more words. My best to all of you.